Oh, hey guys. I was just out searching far and wide in the wild trying to catch some Pokemon, I just want to be the very best like no one ever was. When all of a sudden, 3 wild packs of Pokemon cards appeared. In today's video, we're going to be opening up some packs of Pokemon cards, and we're going to open them up and find out together whether the Pokemon cards at Dollarama by Presstine are a scam or not. But first, before we open these up, I want to talk about how I got involved with Pokemon cards and Pokemon in general. I personally first got started with Pokemon cards when I was 8 years old, and I was the kind of kid that had a lot of struggles socializing at school. And I was just thinking about it today, like what was so special about this period of my life for me? And it was because before Pokemon became a thing, I had no friends in my school, none whatsoever. I was in 2nd grade and I was bullied by pretty much everybody in my class, like was just a class target that way. And when Pokemon came out, it was the first time that I had the opportunity to kind of socialize and join in on something, and it gave me that opportunity. So for the first time in my life, I could go out on the playground at recess and I could trade cards with people. I could go up to literally anybody because everybody was trading cards, and it was easy for me to start a conversation and to be able to talk to kids and to be able to engage. But then Pokemon cards got banned from all of the public schools and everything just went back to the way that it was. So I definitely cherished that period of time in my elementary school days because it was like my only experience where I was actually able to socialize and have fun and make friends with the kids around me. So if you didn't grow up in the 90s, Pokemon cards and Pokemon in general was the biggest craze of the 90s, like hands down. I think it was 1998. I was in 2nd grade when the show started airing in Canada. I should probably fact check that, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. And all of us used to race home to watch Pokemon after school. Then Pokemon cards came out, and the Game Boy games for Pokemon came out, the Red and Blue. Pokemon Red and Blue became the absolute hottest, hardest to get your hands on Christmas gift that year, coupled with the Game Boy Pocket or the impossible to get brand new Game Boy Color. The show was huge all across the world at this point. The Game Boy games were exploding. Kids were addicted. People of all ages were addicted to these video games. And the trading cards took over. Like nothing had ever blown up that fast. And it wasn't just the kids either. Like, I feel like the Pokemon trading and the Game Boy games started with the kids in the elementary schools, but it spread to everyone of all ages. And I know I personally was watching the show, playing the games, and collecting the cards. But collecting the cards was an experience like nothing else. And they used to actually have these same cards by Presstine back in the 90s, and I always thought that they were like a ripoff, as in I thought that they were counterfeit. I was personally introduced to Pokemon cards by my older brother Bryden, who got a couple from his friends, and he started collecting when he convinced my dad to go to the 7-Eleven and buy us both our first pack of Pokemon cards. And it's crazy because these things were already so expensive even in the 90s. When I got my first pack, they were like $5. A week later, they were like $8. A week later, they were like $11 and practically sold out every single time that you went to the store. You had to get there right when they were restocking. But my dad bought us both our first pack of Pokemon cards, complained about how they were even more expensive than a pack of cigarettes, and we went outside and started opening them. And my brother started opening his pack when his jaw dropped because he got a Raichu. And the Raichu was totally rare, and we'd never seen it before at school. But then I opened my pack, and in my very first pack of Pokemon cards ever was a first edition Charizard. Which I brought to school the next day, and I traded for almost every single rare card in the series, as well as the rest of that kid's deck. And that's how I got started trading Pokemon cards. And seeing how crazy the Pokemon card trading game has blown up lately again, and seeing how much money a first edition Charizard is worth these days, I'm like, dang, maybe I should have held on to that. But that's okay. So that's how I started collecting the tradable cards. But there's a very depressing story about how I stopped. So like I said, I was immediately hooked, but like you don't even get it. Like I was so obsessed. I needed to have every card, and I started raking leaves with my brother and shoveling snow so that we could collect money so that we could go buy our own Pokemon cards, because my dad was not going to be paying that much money for every single pack of Pokemon cards we wanted. I also saved up my money and I got this official Pokemon card binder which held all of the cards, and it had like Pikachu on the front and it was red. And over a couple years I collected every single Pokemon card in the original series, including the Mew that they handed out at the Pokemon movie. And the only one that I was missing was the legendary Articuno. when one day I was playing with my friends across the street, or who I definitely considered my friends at the time, when I went inside to go to the bathroom and came out and my entire Pokemon card binder was gone. To which all of the kids in the neighborhood mysteriously had no idea where it went. And I was the last kid that was trading Pokemon cards in my neighborhood at this point, and thousands of dollars had went into this binder full of cards, and it mysteriously vanished. I asked all of the kids, nobody ever fessed up to it. I knew it was one of these kids that took the cards. They were always taking my stuff, but nobody ever admitted to it. And it wasn't until over 10 years later, when I had moved away and I was in high school or graduated high school already, that I got a message on Facebook from one of those neighborhood kids fessing up to the fact that they had taken the binder years and years ago. But I never did get those cards back, and I was so upset over that I just quit Pokemon collecting in general. Like, I'd worked for years, I spent so much money, I physically worked so hard, and if you've been on my channel for a while watching my content, you know that I grew up extremely poor in extreme poverty, so it was a huge deal to me. I did start picking up my passion again for Pokemon back when Pokemon Go came out, and I felt so nostalgic, and I know that so many of the original Pokemon collectors felt so nostalgic about Pokemon in that era. My roommate still collects them on Pokemon Go every single day to this day. I wonder if there's a beaver type Pokemon in here. The beavers are definitely beavering out here. All right, you guys, let's see what's in these packs. Let's pull them together. Alrighty, first pack. Doing it all on camera here. I know that a lot of people on YouTube like to fake it and just put rare cards at the back, but they make a cut after they open the package, so you don't know what they actually did. There will be no cuts. Okay, so we got a Tentacool. Oh, I guess you can't see. There's a Tentacool. It's hard to see when I'm looking just at the screen. Bill's Transfer. Friends Encino. Ooh, Ninetales. It's holographic. I mean, I'm not mad about that. I'll take it. Okay, I lied. I had to change positions because the lighting was terrible. So, Ninetales, Friends in Galar, an Energy, Professor's Research, a Metapod, cute, Smeargle, Zweilous, Pinkerton, another Energy, another Energy. Ooh, a Togepi. Cute. Wugtrio. And is that the end? I'm back at Tentacool. Okay, that's the first pack. Okay, I need to switch locations because this is in the direct sunlight, which I thought was going to be good lighting, but I am literally pouring sweat. And the lighting was horrible. There's a fungus among us. My phone is actually resting on this mushroom fungus coming out of the tree. Okay, so that was the first pack. Let's get into the second pack, then the third pack, and then we'll discuss whether these are a scam or not. Let's get into it. Okay, so we have Abracadabra, Abra Ulana, Porygon. Oh, that looks like the original. A Pinsir, Trevenant. We got Rescue Carrier. We got an Energy. We got Marnie. I was like, that doesn't look like Meowth. We got Galarian Meowth. Grookey. Who's this? Oh, we got Charmeleon. Chatot. An Energy. Another Energy. Ooh. Ekans. Pumpkaboo. And then it's back at Abra, which I think is the end. Yep. So that was the second pack. I guess nothing too exciting in that one. Now let's get to our last pack. Do you guys think these are scam? Keep in mind they're $4. So it's $4 for this pack. Okay, so our first pull. Ooh, a Golduck. Oh, it's upside down. We got Pinsir again. Some doubles here. We got Yamper. We got Glalie. We got another Ninetales, but this one is not holographic. It's common. What? How is Ninetales common? That is so rude. We got Energy. We got Marnie again. They smell nice. Nothing like a brand new deck of cards. We've got Whirlipede. Oh, another one that is upside down. Whalmer. We've got another Shadat. Coughing. Cool. Another energy. First water energy. Another energy. First one of those too. Oh, we got another Togepi. We got Purloin. How cute. And back to Golduck. All right, well, that's the end of the... Oh no, are these doubles? No, Yamper, Lele. Yeah, okay, so that's all 3 packs. That's where I was filming with a rock and some toadstools. Oh no, I just came across a dead mouse. Poor little Rattata didn't make it out of that fight alive. Do you say Rattata? Rattata? Ratatat? I hear that one all the time. Where's the ending T? Or do you say something else? All right, so are these things a scam? Let's talk about it. When I was a kid, I thought that they were counterfeit. That's not the case. These are 100% real Pokemon cards. But they are basically in bulk. That's why they're not official. They're not coming in a trading card pack. So essentially what happens with these things is they're resale. So people buy the original packs. Essentially they go through all of the original cards, pick out all of the valuable and rare ones, repackage up the other ones and resell them. And they've made an entire business out of this. So while you're rarely gonna get a rare card in these packs and you're very rarely gonna get a valuable card in there, like monetarily, I don't think they're a scam. And here's why. So for one, you're getting what you pay for. You pay $4 for these packs. A regular pack of Pokemon cards is a lot more. And keep in mind, this is Canadian currency. But why they're not a scam, in my opinion, if you're just getting started and you're not looking for all these rare cards, you don't have any cards, you're just trying to start your collection, or like me, you're just restarting your collection, and the only cards that you had were from an original series in the 90s, then you're not going to have any of these cards yet. So it's definitely a good bang for your buck. But if you're expecting to find some super rare, valuable cards in here, it's probably not gonna happen. I just spotted an animal coming down the trail. Couldn't see what it was from around the corner. Oh, it's a raccoon. Seeing raccoons out in the daylight is not usually a good sign. It could mean that they have rabies, or it could mean that they have babies. So one of the two. I'm sad my phone storage filled up right when the raccoon appeared. I could have got like a really good clip. 3 of them came up like super close to me, but dang. I lost my headphones in the forest and I have to go back. Retracing my steps. Ooh. Ooh. Found them. But anyways, you guys, that is about it from me for today's video. Before we go, I just wanted to say thank you to all of my patrons for supporting this channel. Let me know how you got started collecting Pokemon cards or how you got into Pokemon down in the comments below. And as always, make sure to be weird, be wild, and stay sparkly, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.